Hello students, today will we discuss about character of Laura. ओके ये जो लॉरा करेक्टर है ये है आपका वॉडली हार्न, जो कि मार्गरेट और एटवुड ने लिखा है. द अदर वुमेन करेक्टर हु हैज बीन गिवन इनफ स्पेस इन द नॉवेल इज लॉरा. शी इज इंट्रोड्यूस्ड रादर लेट इन द नॉवेल. Rani is introduced to her when she arrives at St. Anthony and stays at Hotel Sunset. Her life is also a long tale of woe. About her childhood. Laura's father died when she was in her infancy. After her father's death, that would be when she was around 4, her mother married Bob. When she was growing up, her mother and her stepfather Bob lived in the cellars of apartment buildings. That was always dark, even in summer, and they smelled like cat piss. Partly because of Bob's cats, and partly because those kind of places always smelled like cat piss anyway. Bob was a worthless fellow, good for nothing. Laura liked neither the Skellers nor Bob, and so she tried to avoid both. She passed most of her time at school. She passed most of her time at school, where she developed intimacy with Gary, who displayed sincere love of her and promised to marry her soon. Since they were about to get married, she let him seduce her. However, Gary did not marry her and broke up with her. Later, her own stepfather, Bob, seduced her, but Laura did not yield to him. She hit him hard with a screw and ran away from the house. Next day, when she informed her mother of what had happened to her, she held her responsible for it. Next, a mean woman. Later, when we meet Laura at St. Anthony, she is fully caught up in the trap of bootleggers, dog traders, and politicians. She is in league with Paul, with Alva, and with Prince of Peace. She is left with no moral and religious sense. She is not beautiful and is at the decline of her youth. It is actually she who pushes Rani into dog traders, though Rani does not realize that she is being used by Laura. She knows everybody in St. Anthony and St. Agatha and had sexual relationship with Paul and Princess of Peace. Next, she is connected with people. Since she is connected with people involved in politics, revolution, and trade, she is arrested when the revolution is nipped in the bud. She is put in the cell in which Rani is put. She does not feel disturbed in the prison cell, as Rani feels the guards who visit the prison cell to give them food or to allow them to empty their piss bucket outside in the ground are known to her. She obliges them in return of petty things such as chewing gum and hairbrush. and toilet paper. She is under the illusion that Prince of Peace has also been put as a prisoner in the same place. The police assure her that they will arrange a meeting between her and Prince and she pleases them, but one of the guards tries to take away Rani out of the prison cell. She opposes him and does not allow him to take Rani out for she knows what they will do to her. Last conclusion. When a guard tells her that Prince and Marston died in crossfire, she becomes furious and awages and attacks the guard who has been seducing her on the pretext of arranging her meeting with Prince. In return, she gets such a harsh beating and fucking as she is left almost dead and unconscious. Okay. When the two policemen have done with Laura all that they could do, and when Laura was unable even to move, they have her in Danny moves back to dry corner. She lies there on the floor, face down. Her hair is spreading all over her face. Her clothes are in improper condition. There are signs of a scratch on her thighs. Foul smell of filth is emerging from her and her skirt is also stained with hip lip. Okay. The older policeman throws something on her from the bucket through the bars. They laugh. Then they close the door and go away. Laura is lying on the floor, almost dead. There are spreading blood, water, and filth around her. She thinks if Laura dies, she will have to pass the night with a dead body. She looks out. There is not seen even a single man in any direction. Okay. Granny and Laura are eating their lunch. They are given cold rice and chicken back boiled. Pink Justice turns out. Laura gnaws at the bag with relish, licking her fingers. Granny does not feel too well. She says to Laura that she may eat her own meal too. Laura tells her that there are many people who get worse to eat at home than they are given in the prison. They should get used to each thing. When Danny asks Laura to tell the policeman that by mistake they put salt in tea in place of sugar, she tells that it was not a mistake, it was an order because they can do it. It is dusk. Danny and Laura have had their supper, a pieces of bread and salty tea. They are given water into cups that smells like rancid water. Putrid smells arises from the bucket. The sound of the wandering pigs may be heard in the courtyard above prison cell. It is dusk. Granny and Laura have had their super a piece of bread and salty tea. They are given water into cups that smells like rancid water. Putrid smell arises from the bucket. The sound of the wandering pigs may be heard in the courtyard above prison cell. Okay. Granny and Laura are in a prison cell. Now they have come to know the names of the policemen who came to their cell. They are Sammy and Morton, but it is Laura who deals with them. Granny is always in the background. She is still unable to understand what is being done. They have got hair brush and it is better than nothing. Granny's mouth is rotting. She asked Laura to get chewing gum. It took me clean her mouth. Granny's condition is deteriorating. She has a stomach. Okay. Laura says that tourists call it Montmaja's revenge. Sooner or later, it happens to all. I assure you, you will lie. Okay. She thinks she will burst open and she will die. She desires to drink cold water, but it is not available here.